Okay, so good morning and welcome to Christ-Centered Yoga. It's going to be a foundational class, which means it's just a basic class, so great for all levels of practitioner. We're going to start on our back, and if you have like a blanket or a towel that you can fold up and have that run the length of your spine, and then creating just a little neck roll for the head. So you can take a flat towel or blanket and then just curl up the edge to fill that space in the curvature of the neck. So you'll lay down on this. It's going to create a nice, gentle, supported heart opener. You can just lay right on down. You can keep the legs with the knees bent, feet on the floor. You might want to extend the legs out long, or you might want to bring the soles of the feet together and let the knees splay open. And if this feels a little too much, a little too intense at this time, you can take some blocks underneath those thighs to support them. So feel free to come into whatever yoga pose might be calling to you. Turn those arms out, palms open, just in a gesture of receiving, allowing the heart to begin to open, the shoulders to relax back and down. With your eyes closed, gently begin to settle into the shape, making any adjustments you need to be as calm and peaceful as possible. Begin to scan your body, just checking in, noticing how you feel this morning, any physical sensations that are present in the body. Notice any areas of discomfort, but also any areas that feel strong or spacious. Doing that without judgment, just accepting whatever comes up. Begin to notice your breathing. And as you direct your attention to your breath, notice how fast or slow you're breathing, how deep or shallow. Notice where your breath is located. And then begin to intentionally slow and deepen your breath. Today, take your hands in like a diamond shape and just rest them over your navel point, allowing the elbows to just relax toward the floor. And with this touch point, notice if your hands lift and lower with the inhale and the exhale. And as you begin to intentionally slow and deepen your breath, see if you can bring the breath all the way down into the lowest parts of your lungs so that you feel those hands lift and separate as you inhale. And then as you exhale, gently soften into the belly. Feel the hands close back together and sink into your belly as you let all the breath go. This diaphragmatic breathing helps to bring peace and calm to our mind, to our heart, to our spirit. Takes us from that fight or flight state, that stress state, into our rest and digest nervous system, where the body can restore, renew, and find peace. In Jesus Calling, Sarah Young writes, "Seek my face, and you will find not only my presence, but also my peace. To receive my peace, you must change your grasping, controlling stance to one of openness and trust. The only thing you can grasp without damaging your soul is my hand. Ask my spirit within you to order your day and control your thoughts. For the mind controlled by the spirit is life and peace. You can have as much of me and my peace as you want through thousands of choices each day. The most persistent choice you face is whether to trust me or to worry. You will never run out of things to worry about, but you can choose to trust me no matter what. I'm an ever-present help in trouble. Trust me, though the earth give way and the mountains fall into the heart of the sea. So this morning, as if you could breathe in God's peace in tangible form, and breathe out your cares, your worries, your need or desire to control. And with this exchange, remember that as you allow the Spirit to arrive, to enter through this breath, there is always life and peace available. It is always present. Visualize that exchange with every breath, drawing in God's peace, exhaling out those things that go counter to experiencing a peace that goes beyond understanding, that goes beyond your circumstances, that goes beyond this crisis that we're in. That is present above, beyond, and through. Is also present in the midst of trials, tribulations, the worries of our day, week, month. Maybe you can visualize the color of your breath right now, like a wave of peace moving in, over, and through you. Finding those areas that lack peace, drawing the breath there as if you could, as if you had lungs in those places. Slowly bend into your knees. We're going to place the feet to the edges of the mat. Take a moment here before you do any kind of movement to just settle in. Feel the legs, the thigh bones just sinking into the hips, that feeling of groundedness, safety, and security that accompanies that peace. You're going to slowly begin to tick-tock knees from side to side. Allow the knees to come to the right on the exhale. At the same time, take your gaze to the left. On the inhale, gently bring the knees back up. Your gaze will go back up. Exhale, release. Legs go to the left. Gaze goes to the right. Beautiful. Inhale the knees up. Big expanse of air. Exhale, release. Maybe you're exhaling out an open mouth. Knees go right, gaze goes left. Inhale, knees up. And through this breath, imagine you're exhaling all your cares and worries. 70% of our toxins leave the body through the breath. So imagine those toxic worries, anxieties, cares, things that stress you out, just let it go. Inhale the knees up. And then exhale the knees to the left. Good, we're gonna let the knees just rest here to the left for a few breaths. Soften your right shoulder, maybe take your gaze to the right. You can also take a bend in your elbows. Just keep softening the shoulder blades back and down, opening into the heart. Coming with open palms today. The absence of peace comes from that need to control, holding on, clinging, squeezing. Let your palms open. Let go. Let go of that clinging, that hanging on, that proverbial hanging on for dear life kind of mentality. Surrender here to receive God's peace. As you gently bring the knees up, we're going to float the knees now to the right. Take your gaze to the left. Keep softening, keep opening. Imagine that breath as just a vehicle to administer peace, calm. We know that watching, observing, and regulating our breath can bring peace and calm to the mind, to the body, to the spirit. Gently bring those knees back up. We're going to roll to our left side. Just pause there in a fetal position for a moment. Just resting. As you're ready, we're going to press ourselves up. We're going to find a seated position. So if you'd like to, you could use that blanket that was underneath your back and create a little bolster for your seat. So we want just the edge of the seat to find the edge of the blanket. So not your whole seat sitting on the blanket, but just the very edge where your sits bones are. You can move the other blanket out of the way. And then if you have a block or two, you might want to have them available here. So I'm going to give you some options. If it's really uncomfortable for you to sit in this simple seated position, you can take blocks underneath the thighs and it gives you some support. In addition, there's the option of just having one leg extended like this. And again, you can still place a block under the bent knee. And we'll switch sides halfway through. So it doesn't matter what you choose. Just find a position that is comfortable for you. Beautiful. We're going to start doing some shoulder rolls. So draw the shoulders up by the ears, slide them back and down. We're just going to keep rounding and circling like you're drawing circles within your shoulder sockets. We carry so much tension and stress in our neck and our shoulders. Beautiful. Let's go in the other direction a few times. Really find that full range available. So draw them way up by the ears and then sink them way down. We spend a lot of time with our shoulders up by our ears like earrings. Our shoulders were not meant to be earrings. So let's just allow some mobility here, but also We want to find a nice place for those shoulders to rest, back and down. So draw them back and down for a moment. And then we're going to just begin to circle the head. So it doesn't matter which direction you go. We're going to go both directions. But take your time, circling the head around, breathing as you go, perhaps exhaling as you bring the head forward, maybe inhaling as you come back, or whatever rhythm works for your breath. Let it be peaceful, let it be joyful, let it be mindful, intentional. And then go in the other direction. Nice job. Next time your left ear finds your left shoulder, just let it hang out there for a few breaths. Sink the right shoulder back and down. You might even take that right hand to the floor just to create more space between the shoulder and the ear. John 14:27 says, "Peace I leave you, my peace I give you. I do not give to you as the world gives. Do not let your hearts be troubled, and do not be afraid." One of Jesus's names is Sar Shalom, the Prince of Peace. And this word peace means so much more than just the absence of conflict or strife. On the inhale, bring that head back up. Take a nice long breath here. Another inhale as you lengthen, and then we'll float the other ear toward the other shoulder. So right ear, right shoulder. And again, we want to sink this left shoulder down, so maybe rest that hand off to the side. So the word for peace here is the Greek word eirene. And it means oneness, prosperity, peace, quietness, rest, a state of national tranquility, peace between individuals, security, safety, prosperity, felicity. A soul assured of its salvation. Keep breathing into that. Which of those words is landing on your heart today? Draw that in through the breath. What is it you need? Beautiful. Bring that head back up. And then we're just going to switch the feet out. So whichever one was in front, and if you have one leg extended, you'll just switch sides. Again, nice long straight spine here. And then we're going to do some torso circles. So again, doesn't matter what direction you go in. As you come back, find a little rounding in the spine, and maybe as you come forward, just a little like arch at the back. So curl that tail under around the spine as you come back. So we're adding like a little cat-cow action to it. Beautiful. And go in the other direction. Take your time. Sometimes we're in such a hurry that we move our way right out of that place of peace. So slow down, take your time, be intentional, be mindful. Remember, the mind controlled by the Spirit is a mind of life and peace. Beautiful. We're going to do some cat-cows here. So take your hands just below the knees and begin to draw the knees toward each other. As you do that, curl up in a little ball, round your spine. Feel the shoulder blades separate. On the inhale, open the knees, slide the tail back, lift the heart, draw the shoulders back and down, draw the skull back. Beautiful. A few more like this. Curling the spine, rounding. Inhaling, open the knees, arch the spine. Exhale, tuck and round. If you're doing it with one leg, just bring that knee up or go with whatever works best for you. You can always do this with the feet on the floor like this. So you can curl and round, and then inhale and arch. So go with what works best for your body. Nice job. We're going to extend the legs out in front of us. You might want to shake the legs out a little bit after being in that seated position. So shake it out a bit. Legs are direct extensions of our hips. Toes are going to point up. So we're going to engage those legs and inner spiral those thighs toward each other. Beautiful. Let the tail slide back just a little. There'll be a slight little back bend here. As the tail slides back, it gives us room to fold forward. We want a long, straight spine. On the inhale, gently reach those arms up overhead. On the exhale, reach forward, long, straight spine. So don't round the spine. Just come as far as your body will let you. If you need to bend the knees, feel free to bend the knees. You can even place a rolled up blanket behind those knees if you have tight hamstrings. You can also place your blocks under the knees and create a little bend this way. On the inhale, sweep, come all the way up. On the exhale, hinge. Inhale, sweep, come up. Like you're gathering peace, drawing it in, exhaling, letting go of stress, worry, fear, anxiety. And exhale. Beautiful. Float the hands alongside the legs or wherever. Might be back closer to your thighs for some of you. You might have a deeper forward fold here, but just relax the head. We carry so much tension in the neck and the jaw. Can you even open the jaw, breathing in through the nose, out an open mouth? Imagine you're like a teapot and you're allowing that steam out. All the stuff that builds up, just breathe it out. On the inhale, slowly walk those hands back toward you. Support yourself as you come up. And then we're going to go ahead and bring the left knee in. So hug that knee in for a breath or two. Flexing into that foot. Right now we're compressing into the right hip socket, which helps to lubricate it, synovializing it. In addition, it helps with elimination and digestion. We're pressing into the ascending colon here. Good. We're going to go ahead and take that foot across, resting the ankle just above our left knee. Good. We're going to gently push on that knee and lift. So like a little teeter-totter. Keep your foot flexed. That will protect the ankle, the knee, and the hip joints. Lots of breath here. Good, and then we're just going to settle in for a couple of breaths. Use your hand to just add a little bit of weight, never forcing. Sit nice and tall here. We're going to bend into our extended legs. So bring the hands behind you and bend your knee, bringing that foot closer to you. With your hands pressing into the floor, roll the shoulders back and down, let the heart lift. Good. And then we can tick-tock the legs from side to side a little bit here. Just a little bit more stretch into the hip. Actually, a little stretch into both hips. Keep breathing. And then your option is you can stay here, or you might cradle your legs. So you can take a hold of the foot and the knee, or some might be able to wrap their elbows around it. Whatever works best for you. Maybe you extend your left leg back out, and then we're going to do some circles here. Or you can stay where you are and just tick-tock The knees from side to side like we were doing before. So loosening into those hips. And maybe you come into a static position where you're just holding, draw the shoulders back and down, lift through the heart. Excellent job. Float the foot to the outside of your leg if that's available. If you notice you're kind of leaning to one side, you might want to bring the foot to the inside of the leg. So just kind of see what helps you stay grounded. You want to make sure you feel grounded. And then sit up nice and tall here, lengthen through the spine. We're going to take a hold of the leg with the left hand, reach the right arm up. So lengthen here, and then we're going to twist from the belly, the chest, and then the head will come last. Float that hand down to the floor. Continue to press into the hand to lengthen. And then let your gaze follow the twist. Exhaling, breathing everything out. Let go. One of my favorite sayings about peace is, don't let other people pull you into their storm. Pull them into your peace. There's a lot of storms taking place right now. And it's up to us to not get sucked into them, to not get drawn in, but instead to maintain, be grounded and rooted in this peace, stay centered for our own sake, but also it does have that ripple effect on those around us. On the inhale, reach up. Float that hand down. We're going to unravel the legs. Good. Shake it out a little bit. We're going to make sure those toes are pointed up once again. Go ahead and pick up your left knee now. We're squeezing into the left hip joint, the hip capsule, helping to lubricate that joint, but also now we're working into the descending colon. Just assisting digestion, elimination, and sometimes it's not physical digestion, it's a digestion of emotions, stuff that needs to pass through us, so to speak. Good. Cross that leg over, flexing into the foot, and then once again, we're gonna kind of prime the pump here, lift the knee and lower it. This is also gonna help lubricate that joint, creating some ease of movement. And next time you release that knee down, we're gonna hang out, just gently press into that thigh, lots of breath. Again, not forcing. So no matter what's happening in the world around us, no matter what's happening on social media, for example, we can choose to be peace. We can choose to represent peace. Colossians 3:15 says, let the peace of Christ rule in your hearts. Since members of one body, you were called to peace, and be thankful. Can we allow the peace of God to rule in our hearts and our lives, in our minds and our bodies and our spirits? We're going to go ahead and reach behind us, then into the extended leg. Bring that foot to the floor. Really press into those hands to ground down. Make sure you're not rounding and collapsing here. So lift the heart as you press down, rolling the shoulders back and down. And again, we're going to tick-tock the knees here side to side. Just working stuff out. And here's the thing. We can help each other through this. We can help bring peace and calm to those around us. We can be that light in the midst of the darkness and the storm. We're going to come to the center and just stay here for a breath or two. Keep pressing that knee forward. It's just going to continue to encourage that hip open. Lots of breath. And then again, if it's available, maybe we can take a hold of the foot and the knee. Maybe we can cradle our baby, extending the leg, and then do some rocking and rolling here. Rocking is very calming to the nervous system. That's why it helps when babies are crying and upset to rock them. Sometimes we have to be our own self-parent. Come back to center, a few breaths here. Keep releasing the shoulders away from the ears. Let your breath be fluid. Good, and then we're going to bring that foot either to the inside, keeping those hips grounded, or to the outside of the extended leg. Sit up nice and tall, make sure you feel that sense of grounding. We're going to take a hold of that leg with the right hand, bring the arm up, stretch and lengthen, and then twist from the belly and the chest, and then the head will follow. Float your hand down, ground down into that hand, continue to lengthen. And maybe there's an additional space available for you to twist into. Check in with your breath. Beautiful. Slowly reach up, unravel that twist. And one more time, extend the legs, shake them out a bit. Good. Bend into the knees, and then we're going to press ourselves up into a standing forward fold. So you can move your blanket out from behind if you need to. Coming to the top of your mat, feet will be about hip width distance apart. So that's like 2 fists to the insides of your feet. Bend your knees deeply. Let your belly and your rib cage rest to your thighs. More important that we keep a straight spine here. If that means bend those knees even deeper, please do that. Roll the shoulders away from the ears. And then as the space is made available, maybe you can fold a little deeper. Maybe those legs can straighten a little more. But we're never forcing. You can always have block underneath the hand or hands just to bring the floor closer to you. Take a bend in those knees, let your seat begin to sink. And then if it's available, take the arms out to the sides like wings here. Check in with your breath. Take a block underneath the face if you'd like, or just bring the left hand to the floor below your face. We're gonna straighten the right leg and rotate to the right. Try to stack the shoulder on top of the other shoulder. Reach through those fingertips. Notice that that hip is kicking out to the side. Draw the right hip back and back in toward the center. On the exhale, bend both knees, arms come back out to the sides like wings. Sink low here. Little airplane squat, lots of breath. Nice. Remember that breath helps to administer peace to the body, to the mind, to the heart and the spirit. So let your breath be steady, even in the midst of challenge. We'll take that right hand down, begin to straighten the left leg. Take the left hand high, stacking the shoulders. Reach through those fingertips, keep drawing that left hip in and back. You might get some spinal adjustments. I'm getting some this morning. Beautiful job. On the exhale, come back, airplane squat. And then on the inhale, we're gonna sweep the arms forward, press into those feet to rise all the way up. Maybe at the top here, you can find a slight back bend, real gentle. Exhale, bring your hands to your heart. Good. We're plugging into all four corners of the feet. So feel all four corners pressing down evenly, like you have little scales under each of those points and they're all measuring the same. Little tail tuck under, drawing that navel in and up. Roll shoulders back and down, lifting through the heart. Chin is parallel to the floor, crown is lifting up. Good. Feel the strength of this mountain. Unmoved, strong, sturdy, rooted. On the inhale, sweep those arms up. Find a nice big stretch. On the exhale, swan dive, forward fold. Hands can come to the floor, belly to the thighs. Inhale, hands to the shins, straightening those legs mostly. We always want to keep a soft bend in the knees. Exhale, fold it out. Being so gentle and peaceful in your movement, sweep high, all the way up to standing. Exhale. Good. Inhale, sweep up. Exhale, forward fold. Bend those knees, float the hands down. Inhale, lift halfway, hands to shins. Exhale, bend the knees, fold out. Inhale, sweep all the way up. Exhale, hands to your heart. Nice job. One more time like this. Inhale, sweep. Exhale, forward fold, bow. Inhale, lift halfway. And we're going to step the right foot back. The foot's going to be on an angle, but the toes are going to point toward the front right corner of your mat. You might need to toe heel the left foot to the left so that you feel nice and sturdy, like you're not on a tightrope. And then bring the arms out, bend into that front knee to the extent that you're able. And you can always rest your hands to your thighs here too. Feel that stretch to the back side of your right leg. And then we're going to gently sweep, coming up to warrior one. Now in warrior one, our hips and our shoulders are going to orient forward. So check in on that. If this right hip is coming back, you want to kind of steer it to the left slightly so that it will even up with your left hip. So if you're not sure you can reach your arms in front of you, if your left hand is in front of your right, that right hip needs to come back a little. Come forward a little, and the left hip needs to come back. You can reach the arms up. Lots of breath. See what's available here. Beautiful. On the inhale, straighten the leg and float your hands back. Maybe open up the heart. Gaze could go high. Exhale, sink back into warrior one. Inhale, straighten the leg, float those hands back like swept wings. Exhale, come on back. Nice job. Inhale, stretch and reach. Exhale, come back. Good. This time, bring your hands to your hips. We're going to straighten the front leg and then begin to hinge forward at the hips. So imagine the hips are sliding back as you begin to hinge forward. You can stay here, or if you have blocks available, maybe bring the hands to blocks in pyramid pose. Lots of breath. Keep that spine long and straight. Shoulders stay away from those ears. And then as it's available, maybe you can continue to bring the belly closer to the thigh as you fold out. On that inhale, lift halfway, and then we're going to bend into our front knee, coming into a humble warrior. So the hands can be on opposite sides of the front leg. You can bring the hands to the inside. You can bring the arms out to the sides, or even interlace the hands behind you. Some people might even want to wrap the arms up overhead. Just go where you feel like going. But keep pressing to the outer blade of that back foot. So notice that that back foot's lifting. See if you can continue to press down into it. Just rooting here. Lots of breath. Shoulders away from those ears, long straight spine. On the exhale, float the hands down on opposite sides of that front foot. Spin to the ball of the back foot, and then step the back foot forward. Good. Maybe you shake it out or tap it out a little here. Bend into those knees though, be mindful of that. Let's just take a nice big sweep upward. Coming all the way back up into mountain. Lengthen, stretch, kind of recalibrating everything. Exhale, bring the hands to the heart for a moment. Good. In the midst of this work, can you come back to a space of peace and rest? Remembering that's one of the definitions of peace, rest. Also, safety, security, and trust are part of that. So feel that sense of groundedness, that safety and security in this strong mountain. On the inhale, gently sweep the arms up. On the exhale, bend those knees, swan dive, our hands through heart center, fold forward. On the inhale, we'll step the left foot back. Pivot it on an angle, orienting those left toes toward the front left corner of your mat. Again, you might need to adjust your front foot so you're not on a tightrope, you're on train tracks instead. And then bring the arms out to the sides. Or you can bring the hands to the thigh. Good. Really plug into those feet like you're spreading the mat apart with your 2 feet. On the inhale, sweep, coming all the way up, orienting your hips and your shoulders forward. Keep breathing. On your next inhale, straighten the legs, sweep the arms back if that's available for you. Exhale, come back to warrior one. Inhale, sweep the arms back, open the heart. Exhale, come back. Inhale, sweep the arms back. Exhale. This time, straighten the front leg. Hands are going to come to your hips, slide the hips back like you're lifting up and over an imaginary bar in front of you. You're going to come into pyramid. Maybe the hands come to blocks here. Nice long straight spine. And then as you exhale, maybe there's some more room to fold. Breathe into this. Keep hugging that right hip in and back. Notice that it's kicking out to the right. Draw it in and back. Continue to realign those hips. Beautiful. On the inhale, lift halfway. Let's bend into that front knee, but stay grounded through that back foot. So press to the blade of that back foot. Again, we're coming into humble warrior. Hands can be on opposite sides of that foot. You can bring hands to the inside. You can reach the arms out or sweep them back. You can even interlace them. See what feels good to your body. Be strong in your foundation here. Lots of breath. In John 16, verse 33, it says, I have said these things to you, that in me you may have peace. In the world you will have tribulation, but take heart, I have overcome the world. He has overcome the world and all of its trials and tribulations, all that goes along with it. So we can rest in God's peace. Slowly float those hands down, come onto the ball of that back foot. And this time, you can have the hands on blocks, so we're on the floor. We're gonna step the front foot back. Just an option here to hang out in a down dog for a few breaths, or just release the knees to the floor. Tail comes back toward the heels and find a child's pose. If you're in child's and you have knee challenges, you can always place a blanket underneath or behind the knees. You can also stack hand over hand for a place to rest the forehead. You're in down dog, the hips are lifting up and back. Ears are to the insides of those biceps. Long straight spine, your crown is moving toward your thumbs. Feet are about hip width distance apart with a slight pigeon toe of those feet. Keep breathing here. And if you're in down dog, feel free to come into child's pose now. Nice. Knees to chest makes us feel calm, feel safe. So breathe here. This gives us the option also to breathe into the back side of our lungs. And we have more alveoli there, more oxygen receptors, so to speak, in the backs of our lungs. So really focus the air into the backs of your lungs. Again, find that slow, steady, rhythmic breath. Isaiah 26, verse 3 says, you will keep in perfect peace those whose minds are steadfast because they trust in you. You will keep in perfect peace those whose minds are steadfast because they trust in you. Here, the word for peace is shalom. It means completeness, soundness, welfare, completeness in number, safety and soundness in body, welfare, health, prosperity, peace, quiet, tranquility, contentment, friendship, peace from war, wellness, health, rest. This is the kind of peace that God grants to us, this shalom peace. And it comes from having a steadfast mind, controlling our thoughts, not letting our mind get run away with cares and worries, our anxieties, our cares that take us those places that disrupt our peace. And trust that all will be well. Slowly begin to come up. We're going to sweep the feet to one side. And then we'll make our way to our backs. So coming onto your back, draw the knees to your chest, give them a nice squeeze here. Gently rocking side to side. again. Those forward folds, knees to chest, fetal position, anything like that is very, very calming for our body and our nervous system. Now, if it's available, we're going to reach through the opening and take a hold of our feet. So you can reach the first two fingers around your big toes or reach for the edges of your feet. If it's not available to do that, you can bring the hands behind the calves or the knees. But we're going to begin to stack the feet on top of the knees, like we're holding the ceiling with the feet. Allow the knees to come to the outsides of the rib cage toward the floor. Notice if your seat is rolling up. See if you can soften your tail down. Same thing with your shoulders, shoulder blades, releasing them toward the mat. As much of your spine connecting with the earth as possible. You can rock here in Happy Baby if you want to. Or maybe you extend one leg and then the other. Feel that loosening into the hips and low back. If it's available, maybe open those legs up. It might mean that you need to take a bend in the knees or release the grip that you have on your feet. Maybe bring your hands to the insides of your thighs or to the outsides to help stabilize. And this also frees up the feet so that we can maybe make circles with our feet, opening up the feet and the ankles, wiggling the toes. And just allow our blood and our lymph to drain, to move back toward the core, the center of the body, for the blood to move back toward the heart. Also helps to reduce swelling in our extremities. Beautiful job. Go ahead and bend into both knees. We're going to cross the right knee over the left. So not pigeon per se, so not that number 4, but literally like stacking the right knee over the left knee. Draw those knees into your chest, maybe even come up, bringing your forehead toward those knees, squeeze. Lower the head back down, bring the left foot to the floor with the right knee still crossed over. Arms out to the sides, let the knees go to the left. Big twist here. If it's too much to have the legs crossed, you can uncross the legs. Coming into a bend knee twist, or whatever you need. Sink the right shoulder toward the floor, maybe gaze to the right. Let that breath go. Integrating our practice. Breathing in Irene, peace of Christ. Breathing in shalom, that wholeness, wellness, safety, security, soundness. Perfection. Connection. Slowly begin to unravel the legs, unravel the twist, then unravel the legs. Sorry about that. Bring the left knee over the right and draw those legs in. Again, you can stay here or bring your forehead toward those knees. Deeper stretch, also including a little core work here. Slowly lower down, right foot to the floor, left knee still crossed over. Arms to the sides, allow the knees to just drape over to the right. Soften your left shoulder. Maybe gaze over that left hand. Just a beautiful twist here. Like wringing out a dirty washcloth. All the stress, all the worries. All the stuff that distracts us or keeps us from feeling at peace. On the next inhale, come out of the twist gently. Unravel those legs, knees to chest one more time. Come into a big full body stretch, lengthen and reach front to back. Pointing into those toes, stretching everything out. And then on your exhale, just allow the feet to separate. The corners, the pinky toes roll toward the corners of your mat. Turn the palms upward, allowing the shoulders to release open. You can always place a blanket behind the knees, behind the head. Or maybe if you're chilly, you want a blanket over you. Taking these final moments to really come back to a slow, deep, rhythmic breath. Seek my face, and you will find not only my presence, but also my peace. To receive my peace, you must change your grasping, controlling stance to one of openness and trust. Ask my spirit within you to order your day and control your thoughts. For the mind controlled by the spirit is life and peace. You can have as much of me and my peace as you want through thousands of choices each day. The most persistent choice you face is whether to trust me or to worry. You will never run out of things to worry about, but you can trust me no matter what. I'm an ever-present help in trouble. Trust me, though the earth give way and the mountains fall into the heart of the sea. Slowly begin to bring some movement, your fingers, your toes, wrists and ankles. Maybe turning the head from side to side. As you're ready, gently gather your knees to your chest. Just rock a few times from side to side until you arrive on your right side in a fetal position, just pausing there, maintaining that sense of peace within. As you're ready, gently begin to press up to a seated position. Support yourself as you go. Bring the head up last. Bring your hands to your heart. Gently bow your head to your peaceful heart. Dear Heavenly Father, we thank you for your peace. We thank you that no matter what is happening in the world around us or even within us, you are always there to grant us your peace. Help us to be mindful of that when things become increasingly stressful, when the storms of life hit, as they have, when there's conflict and division, anything that goes counter to your peace. Remind us to come back in, to draw inward to where your spirit is so deeply embedded within us. Bring us back to the breath, the source of life, the source of peace. Reconnect us, plug us back in, and help us, Lord, to stay there. Let that peace that transcends all understanding and circumstance to guard us, to protect us. We love you and we thank you. We lift us all up in your mighty and powerful name. Amen.